This rated drama was created by students Owen, Oskoy, Ethan, and Fernando as part of an academic project to represent in an immersive way the period known as the Red Scare in the United States history. During this era, fear of communism led to a wave of repression, political persecution, and civil rights violations. Through narration, sound effects, and performed dialogue, the goal is to present not only the historical events, but also the human emotions behind fear, distrust, and abuse of power. This version of the script has been extended even further to explore each character's background, their development through the history, and the collective impact of this phenomenon on American society. It consists of three chapters, each expanded into multiple internal scenes, reflecting realistic situations, internal conflicts, and moral dilemmas.
Year 1919. The Great War has ended, but in American cities, another war begins. One without guns or trenches. A war of ideas, accusations, and fear. Across oceans, the Russian Revolution spreads like wildfire. And in America, the word communism becomes something dark, almost cursed.
Breaking news from Wall Street! A bomb has exploded outside of the Morgan Bank. At least 38 dead and hundreds injured. Police suspect foreign anarchists. Newspapers scream terror in our streets. The city holds its breath, afraid of the next blast.
What kind of country are we building? My neighbors, the Petro family, are the Russian immigrants. They have lived here peacefully for years. But yesterday, I saw a strange flyer in their mailbox, full of words I couldn't read. My stomach turns. Should I trust them or stay away?
I used to run a small bakery, off every morning at 5, fresh bread, warm hands. But now, people avoid me. A man spat near my feet and called me an enemy. I'm not sure what I did wrong. Maybe just having an accent is enough.
The media fans the flames. Unions are watched, meetings are budgeted. Red becomes another word from dangerous. Different becomes suspicious.
Reports from Chicago, Boston, and San Francisco. Raids, arrest, preventive measures they call them. But is this security or silence?
At church today, the priest warned us of the red enemy, but he gave no name, no face. That's what's worse. Now anyone could be the enemy.
And so, Act 1 of the Red Scare begins. Not with bombs, but with fear. Not with battlefights, but with distrust between neighbors.
Chapter 2: The Faceless Hunt.
January 1920. Attorney General A. Mitchell Palmer unleashed a wave of raids. Over 6,000 arrests in 1 week. No warrants, no lawyers, only fear and silence.
We shall purify this nation. Radicals will not poison our future. We will act swiftly without apology. America must be protected whatever the cost.
Let God have me. I have rights. I was only speaking about fair wages and safe working hours. Is that crime now?
Mr. Palmer, where's the evidence? Where are the trials? Where is justice? This isn't law. It's hunting ghosts.
Books are burned. Teachers lose their jobs. Even poets are seen as dangerous. The Constitution begins to look optional.
Last night, I heard men outside. They entered Mr. Petroff's home. Today, his door is sealed with a red tape. No one knows where they took him. No one asks.
I learned your language. I raised my children as Americans, but now I'm treated as a traitor for what I believe. This is not the freedom they promised us.
And so, justice becomes revenge. Suspicion becomes a sentence. And the people, they watch it all from behind locked doors. Chapter 3. Echo of an Error. The years marched on, the screams faded, the headlines stopped shouting. The raids were no longer front page news, but their shadows stayed behind. In empty chairs, in unopened mail, in children who never saw their father's return. The Red Scare didn't end with an apology, it ended with silence.
They say time heals all wounds, but some wounds leave scars too deep to forget. The Red Scare was more than panic. It was a test of our democracy, and we failed it. We let fear do the talking. We let suspicion take the judge's chair, and we label questions as threats. If we forget that, we risk repeating it.
I wore the badge. I kicked down doors. And I believed I was saving the country. But saving in front of what? Ideas? People who ask for fairness. I look back now and I see faces I can't forget. A teacher clutching his books as we dragged him away. A mother beginning to keep her son. An old man who just wanted to break bread. I told myself it was duty, but it was fear. And that fear turned us into enemies of the very freedom we swore to protect.
My grandfather was never a criminal. He came here with a suitcase and hope. He worked in steel, built homes from strangers. But one day, men came. They didn't knock. They didn't explain. They just took him. He vanished like smoke. We have no photo, no grave, no goodbye. Only a letter he wrote on the back of a grocery receipt. Forgive me. I thought this place would be different. And now I stand here because his voice was taken and someone needs to give it back.
People call the Red Scare a mistake, but mistakes are accidental. Wasn't. This was a choice, a deliberate act of fear over freedom, of control over compassion. We can't undo the damage, but we can learn from it. Every time we judge someone for what they believe, every time we punish a voice for being different, every time we stay silent in the face of injustice, the Red Scare echoes again.
It's not enough to say it won't happen again. We must remember why it happened. So we teach it, we talk about it, we listen to the stories, even if they are uncomfortable. Because justice isn't fragile, but silence is dangerous. A nation that truly loves freedom doesn't fear questions. It encourages them, it debates, disagrees, and grows.
We love to say we stand for liberty, but liberty is more than a word in a pledge. It's the choice we make every day to protect the weak, to defend the different, to raise our voice, even when it shakes, especially when it shakes.
Remembering the past is protecting the future. May fear never again silence our voices.